Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Good to see everybody. Kind of. Hope everybody is having a great Memorial Day weekend. You've spent it with your families. You spent it outdoors. Maybe watched a baseball game or two. I don't know. I don't know how you're spending it, but I hope you're spending it very well. All right. Want to go ahead and say thank you to all of those who have served this country and are continuing to serve it. Thank you again for giving us the liberties. I'm being so patriotic right now. I'm watching Saving Private Ryan. Well, I paused it, so I was watching it. But anyways, again, hope everybody's having a good day. Good weekend. I had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Didn't have a good fantasy baseball week. I'm a firm believer in that if your team does not start out well, they will not finish well. And boy, was that true for myself, but even truer for Jason, because his team started out well and they finished really well. All over my face. Like, all over it. Hey, Nick, does that consider a dick comment? The thing? I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully it does. So, man, where are we now? What are we in? Week 9? Week 9. And we have learned only one truth. Walker is unstoppable. He's tieable, but he's unstoppable. I've made a little notation here on my notepad. Ray, we are pulling for you. I don't know. We may very well could go into the second half of this season with Walker being undefeated. And that does not make me feel good. He further separated himself this week by a big margin. We all seen that he almost put up a 10 spot on you there, Robbie. Almost. But you held him off. Good job. Goodness. All right. So, anyways, after week 8, few changes atop the leaderboard, except for the top 2. Rally Monkeys, Trippin' Billies, rounding up top 2. Wartime. Jason jumping up there in 3rd place. D's Nuts in 4th. Swinging Low still in 5th. And Bench Warmers. How you doing there, Josh? Wow. Good to see you. But I'm going to be mentioning somebody later on that, holy crap, I think that he might be the reason that you're up there, especially this week. But I don't know if anybody's come after you about this particular player that I'm going to mention. Well, you know what? What the heck? Let's go ahead and mention it now. Man, Charlie Blackmon just went stupid this week. Really stupid. Now, I will pause and say Adam Duvall kind of went stupid this week. However, Charlie Blackmon went stupider. 6 runs, 3 home runs, 12 ribbies, a stolen base, and had a .419 on-base percentage. Yeah, he went pretty stupid. I think Duvall had 1 more home run, but 2 less RBIs, but didn't steal a base. So, of course, he would do that against me this week. But whatever. It is what it is. But, yeah, Charlie Blackmon going stupid. He's always been a good player. Always been a good outfielder. And, man, Colorado, man, they may actually have the right team. Their pitching staff is doing pretty good. They've got almost, I can't remember saying any of the pitchers that are pitching on their roster right now. I can't remember thinking of any of their names last year. Like, who's this guy, German? And this Ventazila or whatever guy. The only one I think I remember is like John Gray, but hasn't he been injured? But, man, Colorado. Holy crap. We've all been saying, and even they have been saying, the only way to get this thing right is we've got to get a pitching staff that's going to be able to pitch well in Colorado, because they've always had a great offense. And, of course, they're going to have a great offense because of where they hit in their park. But even more so, I mean, outside of that, they still have a good offense when they're not at home. But they just got to get a pitching staff, and they very well may have one. They're a contender right now. If we were to start the playoffs today, they would be in it. So watch out for old Colorado. This segment, in honor of Memorial Day weekend, I wanted to discuss our fantasy baseball experts. A lot of times, I say a lot of times, most of the time, sometimes, partially, maybe, they get it right. And what I mean by they get it right is they seem to make the right preseason selection for a player's ranking. Let's face it, Mike Trout, even though he's on day-to-day right now, he's the number one player in our league. The dude went stupid over the past couple of weeks. Sadly, though, his RBIs and runs are not really where you would think that they should be, because he plays for the fucking Angels, and they've got him locked in probably until 2027, past his prime, and then the Yankees will pick him up. Bottom line is, again, I digress. They seem to get it right. But I started looking, and did you know that right now, currently, of the top 25 batters, now when I say top 25, clearly Yahoo places in some rankings of pitchers. So I'm not referring to the top 25 batters. I'm referring to 25 batters in a row. Of those 25, 12 of those named people or ranked people were not ranked higher preseason-wise than 138. 138. Now, you may say to yourself, 138, that's not bad. Well, there's people that are out there right now on the waiver wires that are ranked around that. Aaron Judge was preseason ranked at 470. Is that going to maintain his numbers of 37 runs, 16 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases? That tall-ass dude is getting to steal bases. Did you hear what I said about Mike Trout's numbers? 36, 16, 36, 10. Aaron Judge has 37, 16, 34, and 4. Obviously, that's why he's ranked 4th. But he could clearly be, within the next week, if Mike Trout misses some time with his thumb, he could be ranked number 1. Unsung heroes this season are emerging by the dozens. No pun intended, with 12 being in the top 25. Let me rattle off some names. And that's just not, that's the rankings of a triple-digit player. I'm not even referring to the players that may have been ranked like 77th, like Billy Hamilton, or 84th, like Jose Bautista, who's ranked 33rd right now, and he's in the top 25 of our batters. There are some names that are not being mentioned that are up here. Excuse me, that are not up here. And I don't know, it's kind of... You hear Ryan Braun ranked 24th. Why? Why? Okay, I get it. He's off to a hot start. But if we have to factor in every year when we're doing a draft or when we're trading players, every single year, we have to factor in the fact that there are players that are injury-prone sons of bitches. Ryan Braun being one of them. Has he had a healthy season? No. Not really. Again, he was off to a hot start. Motherfucker starts leaning on that knee a little bit. He ain't worth a shit. Comes off the DL, goes back on the DL. Comes off the DL, goes back on the DL. But yet, the Yahoo experts put him at 24. He'd probably maintain that position for the first couple of weeks. Edwin Encarnacion. Now, I believe that his numbers are going to shape up a little bit, but he was preseason ranked at 29th. He's 173. AJ Pollock. Another name. Preseason ranked at 32, but he's 243. Granted, he's on the DL. Still. Josh Donaldson. He's 824 right now. Miggy. Miguel Cabrera. Ranked 13th. He's 458. Now, again, we all hope and believe that some of these names, Donaldson, Miguel Cabrera, they're going to turn it around. But we are 8 fucking weeks into this thing. At what point do you just say, enough's enough? I'm not putting up with this no more. I got a fantasy league to worry about. I got a first base position to worry about. First base. Read off the names of the top that are up there. And you tell me if that's a first baseman. I can also tell you this. There is only one second baseman that is ranked right now that is in the top 25 batters. Jose Altuve. Want to know where he's at? 24th. There is a plethora of outfielders. One name that no one would have considered, written him off because of who he is backing up on the roster, Adrian Beltre, Joey Gallo. He was ranked 1,041. Granted, they were going to rank him that, probably based off of previous numbers and the fact that Adrian Beltre's always had a healthy season until now. But again, nobody was really throwing out there bids for Joey Gallo. Now he's probably a difficult person to either pick up on the waiver wire because he's owned in 90% of Yahoo leagues. And I doubt too many people are going to be trading him. Excuse me, correction, he's owned in 62%. Adam Duvall is owned in 90%. He's the player above him. Must be nice. I mentioned 2 Jason players back to back. Fucker. But again, first baseman. Paul Goldschmidt. Joey Votto. Freddie Freeman. Granted, he's going to be dropping here in a little bit. Eric Thames. Mark Reynolds. Ryan Zimmerman. Chris Bryant, 3 different positions. Anthony Rizzo. Logan Morrison. I'm just going to go ahead and pause and say that I derailed myself and lost my train of thought. I don't really know where I was going. Oh, Miggy, sorry. Miguel Cabrera, first baseman. You need a first baseman. It's one of the most important positions in fantasy baseball, stat-wise, because I just threw out a whole bunch of names that are first basemen that are in the top 25. Miguel Cabrera is not there. So again, I'm asking you, at what point do you say, enough's enough with this guy? I can't take no more. I'm putting him in every day. And he's not producing because of what the experts said to do. At what point do you have to toss out what the experts say and just say to yourself, Joey Gallo, he's worth a look at. Aaron Hicks, he's worth a look at. Logan Morrison. People were not lining up to put Logan Morrison on their baseball team. Hasn't he sucked every year? Not sucking now. Throwing down home runs and RBIs and causing all sorts of havoc on every fantasy week. So again, some unsung heroes are coming up and emerging. Some are falling fast. Miguel Cabrera, Andrew McCutchen, Albert Pujols, Ryan Braun, kind of. Some falling heroes. And some new emerging unsung heroes. Now, granted, atop the rosters are still some fairly predictable names. Bryce Harper, Paul Goldschmidt, Mike Trout. But there's some new ones. Michael Conforto, Mark Reynolds. I mean, okay, he bats in Colorado. He's got 43 RBIs. Charlie Blackmon's got 45. Jake Lamb. Jake's always been good, but I think he's been injured a few times, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. But I just go ahead and throw this out there. Who's your unsung hero? Let's hear it. Maybe on your, not hear it, type it out. Who is your unsung hero on your roster this year? Who's doing stuff for you that you are just unable to bench this guy because, man, seems like every single day they're producing. And it just kind of makes you feel good. And then it kind of pisses you off because you think about how much you spent on the guy that was supposed to be your hero and he ain't doing shit. So, Rafe, we're pulling for you. Back to the league and discussion. Like I said, guys, this is competitive this season. There are 3 teams right now that are tied. That are 26 and a half games back. Bill, Mike, and Robbie. You 3 teams are tied after week 8. 2 teams are tied for 7th place. Nick and Rita. Man, I'm telling you what, man, it's going to be down to the last week before the playoffs are decided. In my opinion, most competitive season ever. Finally got Mike back on the board, checking his roster, doing what he should be doing. So I guess that's really all I have to discuss today. I said the top teams, top batters, I pretty much mentioned them. Your top pitchers, you know. Last thing I guess I wanted to mention was there seems to be still a struggle amongst trying to find a shortstop. I am having that same struggle. As are we all. Who would have thought that Zach Cozart would have been the guy? A shortstop that is producing, has a .426 on-base percentage. They must be putting him in the wrong batting lineup because he's only got 27 runs and 25 RBIs, and he plays for Cincinnati, and that team's doing pretty good offensively. But Zach Cozart and another unsung hero, Marwin Gonzalez. Not to mention the fact that he plays every position except catcher. That's awesome. Plug him in every day, the dude's producing. He's got 11 home runs. However, wherever they're putting him in Houston, he's only got 30 RBIs. I say only, but I don't know. But yeah, seriously. The current top shortstop in our league is Corey Seager, ranked 41st. Preseason rank of 17. But Zach Cozart was ranked 349. Marwin Gonzalez was ranked 358. Chris Owings was ranked 338. I don't know. Unsung heroes, people. And of course, your preseason ranked Manny Machado, he's 185. Trey Turner was 15th. Rookie, getting that much, but whatever. 143. And of course, Corey Seager, ranked 17th. But there may be some hope, maybe for a backup shortstop. Might want to look into a few people, because I sure as hell can't. So, maybe you're saying, I need a shortstop. If anything, for a guy just to help me out, maybe every other day. Maybe every other 2 days. Andrelton Simmons. Not doing that bad. He's currently ranked 341, though. But he's got a pretty good on-base percentage of 338. Asdrubal Cabrera. He's out there. There's Andrew Romine for Detroit. He plays all those positions that Marwin Gonzalez. You might want to look into some of these people. So, and Jordy Mercer for Pittsburgh. He's done pretty good the last few days. Might want to look into him. Shortstop, man. They're in short supply of how good one could be. So, if you get a good one, hold on to them. All right. I know we already mentioned it when it happened in the message board, and I think I mentioned it in my last podcast, but he was laid to rest 3 days ago, so I think it only fitting to end with some good old Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun. Hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. We're pulling for you, Ray. We're pulling for you. Alright, guys. Have a good weekend. Week 9. Wartime versus Reader. Matchup of the week. It's going to be a good one. So, alright, guys. Have a good one. Be safe. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Mwah.